Three, two, one. Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go. When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the morning drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The morning drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 live and on the air for this Friday morning, March 31st, 2023. Mike Bagley here in the Media Center of Richmond Raceway. We've got Pistol Pete Pistone in the Paisan Palace in Chicago. We've got Sammy and Davey in Studio 134 of the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. We welcome each and every one of you to this Friday morning, and welcome to a Richmond and Texas race weekend to you, Triple P.
Well, good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to one and all. Checkered flag for us here on TMD, but as Baggy said, lots of racing ahead there at Richmond Raceway and Texas Motor Speedway, and some other points around the country that we'll get to as well during our weekend preview. But how are things down there at the action track this morning, Baggy?
They are very good. A little chilly, 40 degrees to get us started here today. Going to go up, going to get much warmer this afternoon. And maybe having a little chilliness and a little inclement weather action later today, maybe a passing shower or two. Mods on the track tonight, the Tour Caz on the track. And then it's going to be a fun weekend. I walked in. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Lori Collier-Warren and her whole team, this place is buttoned up and ready to go.
Nice.
Jam-packed midway out there. I had to kind of drive through that to get to my parking spot to get in here this morning. Tunnels all buttoned up. One thing I noticed, and I've seen this in every tunnel, that the tunnel walls have turned into graffiti walls. Everybody likes to sign the walls, like they sign the start-finish line. Mm-hmm. So I'm walking through, and we've got like autographs from fans from last year here, and they're signing everything. They're signing signs, they're signing walls, they're signing concrete, they're signing this and that. And then obviously walking through the fan grounds, coming out of the tunnel and then coming across the infield. Oh, it's tight. Oh, it's nice and tight. The Sims, for folks who do a little online racing out, already set up in the fan grounds. And we're just waiting for all the haulers. All the haulers are right now outside the racetrack, so they'll park them and they'll get them unloaded and get ready for a very busy weekend here, a triple-header weekend here at Richmond this weekend.
How was the run down? I've done that a few times there, working out of D.C. and making the run to Richmond. Not pleasant, usually. Was that the case yesterday?
Well, you know, you've done this run with me before, so you know.
Well, I've
Sammy
tried to
gave me
keep
a
up
tip.
with you. I've tried to keep up with you. That would be more accurate of a description.
Okay, you don't have to call me out.
Well, I'm not calling you out. I was having a hard time saying your draft. It's like, look at this guy go. Good Lord.
Well, you know what? Are we here to fish or cut bait? Let's go.
I'm like taking in the scenery. Hey, look, is that what's that amusement park? You know, oh, is that? There's
King's Dominion.
King's Dominion.
Fun
Let's
and
go.
only.
Let's go, son. Let's go. Left lane. We're here for passing. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Okay, so now I have to share a story with that too. But anyway, so before I left, Sammy walked me out and gave me some tips on, you know, because I take $3.95 out of the office and then you wind your way down to $4.95 and then get on 95 to then go.
How was Dave Thomas Circle leaving for you? How was that? Did you get out okay?
Listen, I want to tell you
Thomas
something.
Circle. I love it.
You can detonate that intersection at any moment, and I'm good with it. That is the most awful intersection in the history of traffic.
Every day.
Ever in the history of ever.
Pretty bad.
Forever, anywhere. I hate that intersection.
Really? Couldn't tell.
Oh. I took a little side shush instead of going to, because it was all jammed up. I went forward.
You went Florida to Q. You went Florida, then you probably went over to the left of the gas station and cut through that way.
Yep.
Sometimes what I like to do is if there's no cars coming the other way on Florida, and there's like that jam when people are just blocking all the intersections, sometimes I will go around on Florida and then just make a U-turn in the middle of the road and then just come back and pass everybody. Because it's just, I don't do it if there's cars around, obviously, because I don't want to endanger anybody. I make sure there's no one going or anything like that. But there's times where people will literally just they just block it, and you cannot, like, there's plenty of space on the other side of this car if this car just wasn't blocking the road. And then people think that because it's one of those where the stoplights are right in front of each other too. There's two green lights right by there. So when one green light's going and the other one's red, the people think that, oh, I've got a green light, I can just go. And it's like, no, you can't. You have a red. If you look straight ahead because you're halfway in the intersection right now, you can tell that you actually have a red light, sir. It's very, 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 very frustrating to get through there. But I'm glad you made it okay, Bagman.
I made it through that portion okay. I skirted that and then got on 395 and got myself over by National and just kept digging. Got all the way over, and then we finally made it to the bottom of the Beltway, and then got on 95. Mm-hmm. And Sammy said now 11:30 they're going to convert the Easy Pass lanes from going northbound to then going southbound. So they were a little late. They got to that at about 11:50. I swung over in that Easy Pass deal, express lane. Son, everybody to my right dead in the water, right? Yeah. They are just stopped. And we're rolling, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that ends, and you got to come back all together. So coming out of D.C., I would say that we were jammed up. 95 was jammed up for about 30 miles. But, I mean, it was past Occoquan. It was almost to Fredericksburg before it finally broke free. Yeah. For about 20, 25 miles, and then we were jammed up together. But here's one thing I noticed. So 4 lanes wide, right? You got 4 lanes to work with. Allow me to start at the far right and work my way left. The people that ride in the far right, those are the ones that do everything by the book.
Absolutely.
That they're trying to go to heaven. They probably read their Bible. They are like salt of the earth people that they're trying to be good people.
Okay.
1 lane over to the left from that, they're the people that are kind of like, well, you know what? We're trying to be law and order. We're maybe cheating up a little bit.
Let's live a little. Yeah.
3rd lane from the right or 2nd from the left. Those are the ones that want to take a walk on the wild side, right? Let's get a little freaky here, right?
Yeah.
And then the ones in the far left lane, they're going straight to jail. That's the jail lane right there. I rode the majority of the time in the left lane.
There you go. The Ruffian 500 all the way to Richmond right there.
But here's the problem, though. You're rolling in that far left lane, and then you got moms locking 35 miles an hour, and we're like,
it's always a problem.
Yeah, the nose on the old Explorer was almost digging up asphalt there for a moment there. We had to hop on the binders pretty hard. It got pretty rough. So it was a very unique run. Got down here, got checked in, and Streegs and I went and played a little Golden Tee golf, about 5 rounds worth. Had a little dinner, a little supper last night at Outback, and then brought it back here, shut it down.
You ever put money on those games of golf, Baggy? Like, do you ever actually like anything?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Does it ever get like contentious or heated?
Oh
or
yeah. Oh yeah.
I've witnessed that. Going with these guys
It's
and letting
official.
them kind of do their thing and then sitting over here and watching every once in a while. It's kind of amusing, quite honestly.
It's over.
Jeff is the most emotional one of everybody. Streets
Next.
is the one that gets very here's the thing. He'll
Let's
go
go.
do a
Next,
shot.
Victor.
I suck. Why am I even doing this?
It's
I
official.
suck.
It's over.
I mean, he just unloads, right? and then he's like, it's over. I don't even know why I'm here. Why do they even
It's
let
over.
me play this game? It's awful. I'm awful. Like he does one of those things.
It's official.
But what happens? What happens?
If that were real golf, he'd be throwing the clubs into the
He'd
water.
break them in half and throw them in the water.
Right.
He'd throw the whole golf bag in the whole
Right.
water.
Yeah,
It's
that's
over.
That's it. I'm done.
whole water.
That's it. The whole water.
So no, what we'll do is like when there's 4 of us, it's me, Jeff, Ryan, and Alex. So what we'll do sometimes, depending on, and if we have the money to do it, like if we come to a par 3, closest to the pin, $1, put them up on the console, and then whoever is closest to the pin gets the money. Or if it's a push, then we'll roll it to the next par 3 hole or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we found a good spot around the corner from the hotel, and we played 5 rounds, and
that's a lot.
But it went by fast because there's only 2 of us.
Two
There's
of you,
4 of
yeah.
us. It
That's
takes
true.
much longer to do it. It takes almost an hour to do a round when there's 4 of us. He and I knocked a round out in about 20 minutes. Bam, 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 bam. Go, 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 go. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, you
Nice.
play Ready Golf on Golden Tee.
That's what I mean. Let's go. Pick it up and go. Pick it up and go. Let's go.
So, yeah, we had a good night last night, and everybody was coming into town, everybody convening and everything. There's a vibe here around Richmond, I feel, just by coming into town and just seeing folks at the hotel, and people were flying in and saw race fans in the lobby. You could tell that they flew in because they came in on the hotel shuttle. and getting all checked in. And I salute those race fans for coming in early because they're here for everything, soup to nuts, mods tonight, and then everything else tomorrow and then Sunday. So, yeah, there's a vibe around Richmond. It's pretty cool, actually.
That's good. That's good. Yesterday was just a great day. You ever have those days where everything falls into place? Just a great day. And what I did was, because it was opening day and I wasn't going, I went to Portillo's and I got a bunch of hot dogs and I took them over to my mom.
Yeah.
And, my mom's in a skilled nursing facility. And I said, "What are you doing today?" She goes, "I'm not doing anything." "What do you mean? What am I doing?" I said, "Well, can you get away from bingo or whatever?"
Here.
Well, no, because there's a lot of activities there. That's why.
You put me here.
Great.
Where do you want me to go?
No, she didn't say that. Don't need the Catholic guilt there. But it's like they have ice cream socials and they're playing bingo and they're making pizzelles. They're always doing something there.
Those are called puzzles, Pete.
So she's always like a little memory thing going. So I said, "Let's watch the baseball game and I'll bring you some hot dogs." That would be great. So I went over there and then I walk in and she's in this room with a bunch of other people. And I'm like, hell, if I'd have known, I would have bought more hot dogs. I felt bad eating hot dogs in front of these other people. But we did that. We watched the Cubs, and they won and all that. And came back, and Shelly and I just hung out last night. And just like everything fell into place yesterday. It just, news was good, and projects were good, all that kind of thing. So love it. Embrace it, Baggy.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
And because Patsy's new to this facility.
She is new. We just moved her from where she was to this new facility, so it's only been a couple of days. Yes.
Now,
correct.
let me ask you this. So do they feed him there? Like, do they have the facilities to feed him?
Son.
Well, hang on a second.
No, she has to go scavenge for food, Mike.
I'm not making assumptions.
No, it's
That's
not.
what I'm asking.
There are two options in the dining. I looked at the dinner menu when I left yesterday. I'm like, you know what? Can I check in for the weekend? What do you guys have? They had beef tips, mustacholi. It was unbelievable. So yes, they do feed them, but you can bring in outside food as I did yesterday. Yes.
But here, and I don't know if the other residents of this facility know this, but maybe they need to let Patsy get in that kitchen and rattle some of those pots and pans.
I wonder.
There's other ladies and men in there that know how to cook too.
Yeah.
Have residents cook night and let Patty. Let Patsy get in there and start rattling those pots and pans. And
I don't know about that.
No, well, you have to be supervised because now Patsy's got all her faculties about her. But I mean, for those that maybe don't,
you know what though? I bet you a couple of those ladies got some axes to grind with a couple of the other people.
Chefs.
Yeah, with the other people that they're living with and stuff too. My grandma was in one of
What,
those.
are they going to slide them a roofie there as they make
look, Petey. All I'm saying is
Easy.
when my grandma was in one of those, when we had her in a nice one, in a decent place. But she had a lot of gossiping about who was saying and doing a whole lot of what, and she said, "No, I don't like this lady over here." But
I wasn't trying to take it there. I was trying to compliment the cooking prowess of the residents and how good they would eat, not how they plan to kill everybody in there that's pissed them off, Sammy.
Well, okay, there's not that, but I can tell you,
never know, man. They hold grudges.
I can tell you the gossip. To Sammy's point, the gossip train already started.
Oh yeah.
So I sat down with a couple of people and just trying to get to know them. Hey, I'm Pat's son. You're going to see a lot of me and sisters, all this kind of thing. And the woman said, "Well, let me give you some pointers." And she's talking to my mom. She said, "Number one, you got to close your door at night because there's some sticky fingers around here." I go, "Sticky fingers? What are you talking about?" She says, "Well, you don't want to leave anything out there because if you have valuables, sometimes people roam around." Okay, good news. Number two, this is like the story of the other place. Watch out for Robert. I go, "What? What does Robert do?" Robert has a tendency of just kind of wandering in the middle of the night, and he doesn't mean any harm, but he'll sit at the end of your bed.
He's like a cat.
There's always one. There is always one.
She says it's not nefarious or anything like that because he's just out for a walk, but it's a little
He's got a lot on his mind.
At 2 a.m. to see Robert sitting at the end of your bed. So there's number two.
That is terrifying.
Keep an eye on that. Right. Listen, I don't like when Michelle gets up in the middle of the night and sits at the end of the bed. And I've known her for 25 years.
What's she doing down there?
I don't know. What's happening down there, baby? Let's go. So anyway.
Look at all those strand sheets for those meat hooks.
Thinking it was to poison you.
All right. So anyway, I spent some time over there with Mom. It was nice. Came back here and we watched a couple of shows and opening day. Real quick. Two things real quick. Opening day. Remember talking about pitch clocks and speeding up the games? Opening day. Average opening day game last year, 3 hours and 16 minutes. Average time opening day yesterday, 2 hours and 48 minutes. They shaved a half an hour off.
Shaved a half hour off.
Pretty quick.
Wow.
Holy cow. And by the way, the Nats and the Phillies got smoked yesterday. Not a good day.
It's going to be a long season here.
It's going to be a long season. Again,
1-6-1-1.
Texas just bringing back bad memories all over again. Here we go.
Well,
we appreciate that.
Cubs beat the Brewers. Well, we'll take that. And the White Sox won. And then the last thing, I was laughing. My friend texted me, and he goes, hey, did you see Hamlin with President Biden? I'm like, what's Denny
Hamlin?
Not that
doing? Hamlin. Not our Hamlin.
Like,
not our Denny.
Well, look at Denny go. Look at him. He's at the White House. No, it was DeMar Hamlin was with the president yesterday, which is kind of cool.
Mr. President, got a list. You're on it, too. Here we go.
You're right.
Action gentlemen, over to the White House.
So, yeah. And it's funny. I was just saying that, and then Sports Center here at ESPN says, Hamlin visits White House. Hey, Denny, look at you go. You're right there. You're close. You're in Richmond. So, a lot going on. And then, again, get ready, obviously, for lots of racing, Final Four tomorrow. So, this is a good sports weekend coming up for sure.
And we are jammed up. There's a boatload of racing on the national level, but there's also a boatload of racing on the local level, too. A lot of local tracks are starting to fire up across the country.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung, Petey, on the calendar and also weather-wise for a lot of us. Now, obviously, there's going to be some places that feel the chill of Mother Nature, and I looked at some of those ball games yesterday, and
chilly.
I didn't know if we were getting ready to shovel snow or have a ball game.
Yeah.
Fans were bundled up in some of those places.
Wrigley, the ambient temperature was 48, but the wind was coming out of left field from the lake at like 26 miles an hour. So, yeah, it was a little chilly at the ballpark yesterday. But, you talk about the short tracks, and you're right. Now the calendar's turned into April, and a lot of them, unfortunately, got canceled again. So Mother Nature needs to cooperate so we can get the short track world up and running as well as the NASCAR world.
Well, we got a jam-packed show for you here. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll give you a headline check number one. Also coming up this morning, we have our big weekend preview. We're going to preview all the events of Richmond and Texas and points beyond. Tino Patino will be here with his best bets. Top of the hour, we'll visit with Dustin Long of NBC Sports. We'll have our Friday Four. We'll give you one thing that the four of us are watching. We'll take yours as well at 866 Pit Lane. Got the drum at the calendar around 8:50 this morning. Also, in the fourth and final hour, we will give you our Wizard of Odds. We'll give you our fantasy lineups, picks, prop bets, and, of course, Monday headlines today. You got the phone number. You got the Twitter information. We're so glad you're with us, my friends. It's a Friday, March 31st, 2023, here on Your Home for NASCAR.